Hi, I'm James Marshall, Director of Strata's Financial Group and Financial Planning Contributor for Resources Unearthed. Life as an expatriate can be hugely rewarding and exciting, however it is not without complication. In this video, I'm going to cover off on 5 key considerations for expatriates that you should be aware of. Australian tax residency. Understanding your Australian tax residency status is paramount. Tax residency is different for each person, and there are many considerations that impact on whether you would want to or are able to retain your Australian tax residency or avoid it. Getting expert advice is paramount, as the rules and guidelines provided by the ATO are not specific to you and leave a lot to be interpreted, which could be to your detriment. Working with an accountant will ensure you receive Australian tax residency advice that is appropriate for your circumstances. Foreign tax residency is immensely complicated, and you need to understand the foreign tax implications on your Australian affairs. Each country is different, so every situation requires specific advice to ensure foreign tax implications are understood before decisions are made. For example, some jurisdictions tax growth on super contributions as income, while others tax the full value of an asset on sale rather than having a capital gains tax. These implications can apply to your assets even after a period of foreign service has ended. We work with both local and international tax professionals to ensure the tax implications of strategies in Australia are factored into your situation. In addition to residency issues, you need to consider where you will accumulate assets while you're outside of Australia. Whether you elect to accumulate within superannuation or make investments outside of superannuation will depend on your circumstances. If you elect to accumulate assets within superannuation, the usual contribution caps will apply. If you are the recipient of an executive share scheme, this brings a whole range of complications, and I would recommend watching my executive share scheme video. If something happens while you're overseas, will your estate plan and insurance cover you? It's incredibly important to obtain legal advice for an international estate plan, especially considering how your assets worldwide would be treated if the worst were to happen. We work with legal professionals that specialise in international estate plans. Insurance-wise, it is incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to obtain additional cover from an Australian insurer while residing overseas. There may also be limitations with your existing insurance cover while residing overseas. We can review your existing cover and identify any gaps that might exist and leave you vulnerable, filling them where we can. If you have Australian entities, such as a self-managed superannuation fund, company or trust, are you aware of the associated compliance requirements? Managing these Australian entities while residing overseas is time-consuming and complex, and in some circumstances can result in penalties due to non-compliance. Aside from providing you with financial advice, our role is to provide a briefing and coordinating all of your professional advisors to ensure you receive the best possible outcomes sourced from the most considered advice. We regularly coordinate with tax advisors across multiple jurisdictions to ensure your situation and implications are understood. Getting expert advice helps you to avoid detrimental outcomes and saves you time, allowing you to focus on what's important to you. So that's 5 key considerations for expatriates. To find out more information, please review our strategy papers, which are available on the Strata's Financial Group and Resources Unearthed websites. If you need assistance with your plan to make the most of living and working overseas as an expatriate, please don't hesitate to get in touch, and thank you for sharing this video with your colleagues.